problem. What's weird is I'm getting feedback, actually, from my capture card that it should be good. But I am getting issues from YouTube's side of things. So now, let me check some things and try and make some corrections here. Okay. I got it. Oh my god, YouTube. Whoo, boy. Alright, guys. Let me fill you in with the problem here. Hey, Dem. I am just having a cracked moment. So I need to do a little bit of that pre-stream vent and get the juices flowing. Hey, Richard. Welcome to the stream, both of you. So, I just spent probably an hour and 45 minutes, a little over an hour and a half, trying to troubleshoot my capture card. If you don't know, I set my old capture card to another content creator who is looking to be able to make content more specifically off of consoles. They usually do PC games, and that's all they can manage because they don't have a capture card, and things are expensive. So I forwarded my old card to them, which has been my fallback for a while when the new one doesn't work. I just had an issue with the new one showing nothing but a blank screen. Hold on. Why is... Okay, there we go. I was getting more, flashbacks. Oh boy! Anyways, with my capture card giving me a blank screen, no feedback, and then a capture card giving me what I could best find from forums online doing a little bit of homework, basically the death scream. Do you remember the Red Ring of Death? Well, it was basically the Elgato version of that. Your card is done borked. But I knew it couldn't have been, because it worked yesterday in my pre-stream setup where I fell asleep at my computer. So, I knew it worked. I don't know what happened, and then it hit me. My computer restarted overnight. I don't know if we had a brownout or what. Whatever it was, it didn't cut all power because my computer was just back at my titles, or maybe it did a restart because updates. I don't know. But oh my god, I spent so long trying to figure it out, and I was at my wit's end, not knowing what to do. So I walked away. I walked away and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go play fetch with my dog for a little bit. I'm gonna let the thoughts think in. I'm gonna let the morning juices flow through and just do what it needs to do. And then I came back. And if you don't know, I use OBS as my streaming software. So I opened up OBS again and literally changed nothing. Realized that it's working now. Now my audio was reset back to original, so I don't know if it's good or not, guys. There's a window update for you right now. That very well might have been what got me. But I don't know why it busted up my capture card. Oh boy. So, things are working now. Things are good. We've got things flowing. Now, to talk about my plan for where we're going on this game. Now that I got that out of the way and you guys can understand audio's good for you, thank you very much for letting me know, Dem. Whew. Now, to fill in my plan for what's going on here, we have the electric gym to tackle. This is the party lineup I have. 25 being the highest end for what I wrote down for the threshold of levels to aim for. So I've got 2 sitting at 25, 2 at 24, and if you're big brain and you're not thinking like an idiot, you're looking at my party layout and saying, well, Ian, you have better options. Unfortunately, Richard, you evolved, which was great. Unfortunately, I overleveled. This is only unfortunate in the case of Richard, which wouldn't be good in this gym anyways. in so much that they are exactly where they need to be for the next milestone. So as long as this party pulls through and does their job, we're good for the next follow-up. And with just a little bit of grinding, Nibbler can be at where he needs to be for the third stage. So I'm hoping to knock out 3 milestones in this one stream. I evolved, holy crap, I'm not an orangutan anymore. Richard, you were orange? When were you an orangutan? Anyways, let me, one of my favorite YouTubers, Caroline, Caroline, okay, yeah, I believe I follow her, actually, has had problems with OBS quite a bit. To steal a joke someone made in Discord, obviously bad software. Yeah, it do feel like that from time to time. Anyways, to talk about some good things coming up, though, Dem has put in some work and made the level to compete here, and I think this is going to be huge, because at the very least, for most basic brain, my smooth brain understanding of this gym, he has no direct weaknesses. Electric type, usually, except for Wooly, who has boosted physical defense, usually prefer special defense as their defensive stat run that they go with. Meaning, under most circumstances, you know, avoiding some typing problems, Dem should be able to come in with his beefy, big balls, big dick energy and just ram through a lot of issues if we really come into some problems. The special defense is lower, that's where he's going to run into some trouble, but hopefully he can hit hard enough, fast enough, and with enough just fuck you energy that he can deal with some of our issues that we might come across. I have to be careful about alternate typings, flying type attacks come to mind immediately, but this is my game plan right now. And I'm leading with Wooly because of the high defense, high special defense for setting up resistances in this. If you can't tell, I'm a little spooked about going in because I don't have a lot of type advantages to play off of, and I've got to, I literally have things built up to try and help me compensate for my idiocy. So, without further ado, let's jump in and put the plan into action and see just how bad it blows up in my face. Oh, theory of evolution. Okay, yeah, you know, when you take Pokemon out of the game and you put it in the real world, it makes more sense. And frankly, you must be further along than me, because orangutans are capable of using simple tools, and here I am, beating my face against a keyboard, trying to make a piece of software work. Dodge did a... Oh god, Richard, you're bringing this up. Okay. I have to bring this up. When Markiplier started... I don't even know if he started it. I don't know what caused him to do the thing that he did. Frankly, I don't think Markiplier knows what causes him to do the things that he does half the time. But when Markiplier did the Smasher Pass Pokemon thing, there was a part of me that actually thought about doing the same thing as a fun video, just to write it off. And I never did. And the window for, in my opinion, that being reasonable to do had long since passed. And then I saw Dodge do it. And I thought to myself, you know what? Dodge did this. I could make him be the fall guy for me to justify the Pokemon Smasher Pass thing again. And I'm curious, I guess. Do you guys want to see me embarrass myself, drink myself into a stupor, and cry myself to sleep at the end of a video? Because that's probably how that is gonna go at this point, if I do something like that. Because I will never be able to live it down in my social circle. Anyways, I'm gonna finish that comment you made because I read the first line and got distracted by my deep thoughts of sorrow and regret. Did a smasher pass for all Pokemon yesterday. Got some interesting perspectives for why you might want to choose a smash for a lot of them. I believe I came in and saw a small portion of that when he was at the end of Gen 2. And the only thing I said was when he was like, you know, Entei's a thing, but there's some negatives and some positives. And all I said is, but Entei has that dad energy. And he immediately full shifted his thought process. That was funny. My brother has got his first Pokemon game. He stole some of mine back in the day. Bro, that is a mood. Been there. Cried over that. All of the lost save data. Stole some of yours back in the day, but never really played them past the first route. Oh god, he'd steal them, rewrite your save data, and then never even break free from the first path. He got to the dark place. I told him to use Slowpoke psychic moves. Alright. Oh, alright. Pushing forward. So, yesterday, originally I had planned to do a stream in the ballpark of like 3, 4, 5 o'clock, whenever it came to be viable. And I got everything set up, everything was ready to go, and I figured, you know what, I forgot to make a thumbnail. So I go to make my thumbnail, which is just a change from the prior ones before. And I literally fell asleep at my computer. I was that exhausted. So I apologize for having to put it off. But then when I go to bed, oh my god, things around the house started falling apart. And so I had to wake up at like 1 in the morning to 1,000,001 problems. At least I had some sleep at that point, and I could tackle the problems, because, funny thing, when I fell asleep at my computer desk and then I went to bed, there was a period in between there where my brother had sent me a message about something, and I was so shut down ready that I don't even remember what the topic was, but I just remember getting mad and yelling at him about nothing. I don't remember what it was, but just, it was one of those things where it was just, I am literally incapable of having a communication between two people right now. Anyways. What I remember after that was waking up, going to deal with something, coming back to my bed, laying down, and it was like all of this happened. I knew I got up and I did some things, but nothing mattered, because the only thought that came into my head is, why is my pillow wet? I was so out cold. I was legit drooling in my sleep, and I don't think that has ever happened before. So, I ran myself to absolute empty yesterday, which is not a position I usually find myself in. Alright, Luxio can be a physical attacker, but I'm going to set myself up for that special defense being even better. And then if they're charging, I think that increases for, like, the special attacks? Ups their special defense, sure, whatever. Our special defense is buffed. You know what? Let's send in Rhea. I still don't get why Markiplier did that. He at one point didn't like Pokemon, then Pokemon Go came out. Then he ended up doing a cover of... I saw his cover of To Be a Master with Nate Wants to Battle. Oh, then it led to that. Yeah, that could very well be how that whole thing worked out. But legit, when Nathan made those covers to the old To Be a Master CD, which was an old CD that released like back in the... What? Just like that! I think I was one level from evolution! Oh boy! Here I was thinking that we had a pretty decent setup. We had the level advantage, we had the protection, we had halfway decent physical defense. Not the best, but halfway decent. Again, we had level advantage. This bastard just came up and killed my dog. And Iono's just like, yo, that's great, guys. Awesome for views. You know what? This is YouTube. She is on YouTube, not Twitch. Twitch doesn't like this. YouTube seems to like supporting animal abuse videos. That is literally what just happened here. Iono is abusing the YouTube algorithm. This guy pulled up, sent out his little freaking cat thing, pulled out a gun, shot my dog in the head, and was like, yo, world star! And Iono's just like, yeah, but the views, fuck your dog. You psychopath! Now, I have issue with the normal gym leader because the man has killed many a person. I don't know how many people he's killed in the course of all of his working. I don't care. Iono has just bumped past him. You know how you jump past literal just mass murder? You kill my dog! Public enemy number one! Dem, you just lit a match and dropped it on a gasoline fire, didn't you? Alright, let me read through and catch up as we push through this guy who's going to want to kill another one of my animals, and frankly, there's only like 4 left in the party that I'm particularly protective of, because they already killed one of them. Was gonna make a joke in reply to you saying that you would have sounded like a politician phoning it in with something like vote for Ian. Unironically, I have thought about running for politics because I am so sick and tired of the absolute BS going on. But it's such a hard game to get into. It is a threshold that very clearly particular individuals don't want people jumping into. I'm just gonna stick with this. This thing can't hurt me that bad. We're gonna ride the beating of a fish. I am going to smash your little fish thing into fish paste. Ian's turning into John Wick. You're goddamn fucking right. Where is my ballpoint pen to just stab this man in the throat with? But couldn't think of a way to make it funny, so I didn't. And yet the comment was made anyways. And yet I found it funny anyways. And yet I am still mad that the man killed my dog, and I will have to replace her with another canine Pokemon. Luckily there are many in this game, but I don't know if I'm going to get a perfect opportunity like I had before. Okay. kill the fish and move on. I just listened to that again. Apparently, like the original, they still didn't say poison when naming all the types, and they did name the later types in that cover. If I remember right, they kind of bypass trying to... Oh shoot, I don't know what they're going to send in. Well, we're sticking with Wooly. Oh, they're sending in their own Flaffy. If I remember, they kind of bypass the not saying... Double up on light screen just to make sure it's still active. Okay. They're going to hit me with physical, but we have higher physical defenses right now. They're going to be slapped with recoil and by our own tackle. Okay. Continuing on. They got past the not saying poison in that song by referencing Muck being effective against the grass type, which is also a reference to the show specifically, which I thought was a really nice touch. But they include poison as a typing, they just don't say the poison type by name, which is a standout, you're right, but it's still in the song. Because Muck being poison type kicks your grass. Ha 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 ha. How do we swear without swearing? Because we have set this up too perfectly and we need to, but they won't let us. Because Pokemon is very, very protective of its family-friendly, child-appropriateness to its everything. Alright. I'm going to continue on with the tackling. Yeah, keep going with the spores. Richard, are you wanting me to sing along? Do you realize how easily it is to get caught by the copyright strike system on YouTube when you are not doing shorts? For whatever reason. Now, shorts are not immune to it, but shorts get a lot better treatment. I have had videos absolutely go up, and then YouTube be like, no, hard strike, it's removed outright because you used 5 seconds of a song. It used to be that you could use upwards of 30 seconds of a full-length song. So if it's a 3-minute song, you could use 30 seconds of it and nothing would happen because it's you're using it in, what is the term? In a creatively adaptive way. You aren't just stealing just the music. But anyways, it used to be that you could do 30 seconds, and then it was all of a sudden the rule of thumb was 10 seconds. And then it eventually, he's over here on the boat, I think. And then eventually they just went full, nope, you can't do anything ever. I just realized that my dog was kind of, aside from Flaffy, my stand-in for other flying type Pokemon. And I don't have that anymore. So I'm going to have to figure something out for that. Although I'd still say it's better than what they did in the original To Be a Master. They said flame instead of... They said flame instead of poison? Like, do you mean fire? Oh, okay, yeah. Which was already a second type you named. So did any of you... Now this is what I referenced when I said Dem came in and just lit a fire on the gasoline of single people everywhere. Did any of you singletons do anything for Valentine's? Dem, do you know... I referenced this going in, what my Valentine's was going to be. Going into the holiday, more specifically. Hold on. There ain't no way Luke is going to do anything in this fight. But Luke's going to get the experience while he's here. I also remember that the next Pokemon I catch that is male, I'm going to want to name Ash. But beyond that, I have a YouTuber whose neck needs to be snapped. Obviously, I don't mean literally a YouTuber, but Iono. Iono is going to become a corpse littered across the street of her own city here. In pieces. So anyways, Valentine's Day. Going back to that. A dear friend of mine, I went to their place after a while and realized just how bad their hoarding had gotten. And I went to help them clean up. And we only got 2 days worth of cleaning in. There's still a lot to be done. We made some good progress. But that was my Valentine's Day. Was going to a friend's place and saying, yo, you need to take better care of yourself. Let me help you get things back into an organized process. So yeah, my Valentine's Day was back-breaking labor on behalf of another guy. So there you go for that one. How are you feeling about the... I can't lose because I need to shove your little Magnemite hair pieces. I can't even finish this sentence because YouTube will get mad at me and think that I'm making it sexual when it's purely about the violence. Which they also don't like, but I feel is far more valid. You think they're actually metal? Like, if I strike both of them hard enough, will I just pop her head like a grape? I would sing more Pokemon covers, but some of the ones I want to do most are duets between a man and a woman, and I feel they sound better sung like that. Well, Richard, how about between a man and a man? I will offer my voice as contrast to yours. It ain't gonna be good, but it could be fun. Oh, I can't believe I just even made that offer. You are gonna cash that in one day when I least expect it, and now I'm gonna regret ever making it. Speaking of copyright claims on shorts, yesterday I uploaded a short that was the SpongeBob meme with a Rick Roll on it. Had that song copyright claimed, but it wasn't blocked at least. Yeah, I have actually had entire streams blocked, flagged, momentarily removed, and YouTube has their own tools you can do, and in order for me to get the video put back up, I had to go in, edit out the audio of a section, and put it back up. I actually have parts of videos I uploaded that get copyright struck for music when there is no music playing. I don't know what they're copywriting. Is it a certain section of like non-audio and you're like, yo, we have a song on a record label that has exactly 3.2 seconds of no audio, and so now that you met that exact criteria, we're copywriting your video. I have had no audio moments get copyright claimed, and you know how you bypass it on the YouTube tool? You mute that part of the stream. Literally nothing changes in the video, but it removes the claim. Tell me that isn't some absolute BS. YouTube's copyright system is hilariously bad. There are famous incidences, or infamous I suppose, of people having similar situations come about. I'ma thundershock you. One that I often bring up is there is literally a guy whose own voice, his voice, ain't nobody else got any right to that other than the man himself who is speaking. His voice got copyright claimed on YouTube. Then you have people who copyright videos that are completely irrelevant to them, they have nothing to do with, but they still are like a big record label company or something, and they will just copyright videos just to... I think YouTube has corrected this scam system, and I call it a scam, because essentially what they did is they scraped off that most lucrative top layer, the initial upload layer of ad revenue from bigger content creators. They would flag videos knowing they wouldn't win the challenge made against them, just because during that moment in which they do have that copyright claim going on, they can scrape off a little bit of revenue. And if you're a channel of sufficient size, that can end up adding up to be something far more than nothing. Man, we're getting a lot of flinches here. But I potioned up. I made my purchases. I got things ready. My first cover of the Attack on Titan Junior High opening was blocked in Japan due to a silent moment at the end of the song. The song itself wasn't copyright claimed, but exactly what I'm talking about. And what's odd is you could actually go into the YouTube tools, and I think the reason it works by doing it on the YouTube tools is because YouTube can look at it and see that you altered something that covers exactly the point that the claim was pointed at. And they can see what you edited because you're using their tools. And anyways, so you could mute that portion of your upload. I don't know if you could do it for shorts, but you could probably, in theory, mute that portion that they claimed that was just dead air silence, and then say, I made my correction, please remove this claim, and they probably would. Alright, let's pop another light screen, and I know this guy's doing a lot of physical attacking, but I need to swap into something else. This is not going well. It's just going to be a long war of attrition, and for all I know, she's just gonna... Wait! The brain! My synapses fired for a moment! God, why didn't I think of this earlier? Probably could have saved Rhea. I found that I could just remove the portion of it thanks to Caroline, the YouTuber you referenced earlier. She brought that up to you on Twitter when she saw you bring it up. Yeah, it's just, like... This system is so broken. Why is it so broken? YouTube, stop being so broken. Alright, now we're in a much better position to power through with Wooly, which was the original plan that I deviated from like a moron, hoping for an outcome that we just aren't going to get. Yeah, light screen can wear off. They're not doing any special attacking. They are purely biting my sheep nonstop, and that sounds like a weird euphemism. It isn't. And if it was, it would be very much unwarranted right now, unwanted and unappreciated. Because the second this sheep takes down their lion, cat, beastly creature, I shall turn the entire focus of the entire team's hatred onto Iona. And there will just be you see all these people around the street just like chanting and cheering and all excited? There will be a public mauling. And they will continue to cheer and be excited about it. Why? Because the Pokemon world is full of sociopathic crazies. Every single one of them. Except for Arven. Oddly enough, Arven, the only standout, until the end, in which he succumbs to his trauma and develops his own degree of a lack of emotional standing. Alright, let's make sure that this is up and ready for the swap in. Because at this point, we'll be coming in with special defense raised and physical defense raised. And our sheep is just pummeling everything with its full body tackles. Okay. I see that you've got numbers here. Bellibolt. Bellibolt is the big one. And I don't know what Bellibolt is going to be swinging with. I'm going to try this. We're sitting on a light screen buff. So I'm going to send Dem in. We're going to slap a work up for the power boost. And then we're just going to try to headbutt her Pokemon out of existence. We'll see how this goes. This is one of the new Pokemon that I don't know the stat layouts of very well. Because of the electric type and the prior form, I would assume normally that it's a special defense build. But unfortunately... Alright. Raise that attack. Raise our special attack. The special attack means nothing. Alright, they're going to hit us with Spark. Again, Spark doesn't mean anything. Our speed can go down. It's not the end of the world. You know what? Let me check my items here. I'm going to read your comment in a second. I have a full restore. I am going to try to do another workup. We'll see if we can get lucky and get it off. Alright. One more. And then I'm going to full restore. And then hopefully we won't get paralyzed again, but we have little control over that. But we at least need the health returning. Do I have... And we have an X special defense. Full restore. I got my unit results. A pass is 40. Okay, I got a 51, 50, or 67. That sounds pretty good, actually. And, unfortunately, a 33. I've got a meeting with my tutor on Tuesday when I'll ask about options. I think I might be okay with one fail, or will... I assume you mean you'll retake it during the summer? Oh, shoot. That's what it did with its attack with our option down. Hold up. 30, 70, stab bonus, terastalize, extra damage, big smackdown with the attack boost? Come to think of it, I think I might also have an attack, which would be another big boost. Oh, Dem could be just rocking all of the games and rip Iono apart. But anyways, not something... Richard. I got a 7. Yep, Kuwabara from... What? What? What did it do? What did it do and when did it learn Water Gun? There, get out of it. And a critical hit! Yusuke when gloating about not having as bad a score as Kuwabara. I got a 12. Alright, wait. Hold on. Can I game the system? If she sends out Miss Magius, technically we can't hit it with either of our moves. We've got fighting and normal type. But if she terastalizes, if the AI is predetermined that it must go for the terastalization, I'm going to X special defense. If it decides that it has to terastalize, then we can start beating it to death. Ho-ho! You are losing your immunity and gaining an ass whooping. As long as it's not so special, powerful enough that it takes Dem out, because I'm gonna have to heal Dem. That is one thing I have to do here, is there's going to be a moment where I have to heal Dem. Yes! Wait. Yeah, we can just use a super potion. Break her figurative and literal spirit, Dem. Tauros be like, you dare fight me? Alright, Dem is confused. I don't like that because Hex gets stronger. But you know what deals with that? A big fuck you! And now you're gonna hit me with Hex, and I don't give a shit because you're not gonna do much. Alright. Check this. I'm fairly certain normally I shouldn't be able to hit her with this. This should work. Unless we slap ourselves, which is gonna suck. Come on, Dem. No! Yes? Oh, yes! Okay. I am flipping so many birds right now. Get out of our confusion. Okay, what do you think you're doing with your high voltage bullshit? Charge beam? It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. But not enough. Break your neck. Don't hit yourself, Dem. Break her neck. Break her neck. Oh, that's some good revenge. That is some sweet revenge. Scary face. You know what? I have literally no reason to have scary face other than I have no reason. I kind of wanted to use it just to be like intimidation at the end here. But frankly, the Giga Chad Tauros is plenty enough intimidation. Oh, man. Yeah, retake during summer. My plan is to stay at uni, academic accommodation anyway. So it would give you something to do. If you're okay with one fail, then you'll spend the summer... Ooh. Okay, you know what? I am not gonna pose with you. My picture is just me flipping you the bird. No. No, just big middle fingers. That is not real. That picture is photoshopped. Iono fakes all of her pictures, just like every content creator out there. Everyone has to lie and make themselves seem like they're 6'3" and perfectly in shape. Either that, or you know, make their hips and their bust bigger than they are. It's one or the other. And everybody knows Markiplier makes his bust bigger. Since I referenced him earlier. Honestly, that sounds like if he was gonna fake a picture, that sounds like the way he'd do it, too. He's gotta give himself them beautiful birthing hips. I know that's not the bust, but again, I am just putting my head down a terrible path that is making me giggle in light of an unfortunate loss. Do you seek to become champion? I seek to spread Iono's ashes across this city. Frankly, I have no beef with you. But Iono was left broken and crumbled in the center of that town. Anyways, as I said, Dem, making up one course isn't the end of the world. I've had to do it a couple of times. But being able to have something to work towards, like getting able to spend some time on the beach. I'm sorry, what? Did I send it out? No, that wasn't my bird. Yeah, my bird's at the... I'm sorry, what? It's... What? What? And he's still... So, if I can't even send a Pokemon out. It's not with another... What are you doing? Wait. I have a question that now I'm curious on. Okay. Little bit of bug tracking here. Let's see if I can get it to happen a third time. Which it probably will, because I didn't do anything last time and it still happened. Okay, so I don't think you're my bird, but whose are you and why? I can't talk to you the second I get close enough to talk. It takes me... Anybody else have that happen? Anybody? It ain't here. It ain't inside the building on this. Okay, I'm calling here. I'm done doing this back and forth, but what is that and why is that? Anyways, now that my brain is being turned off and crushed into powder, there were other plans today, and my brain is quitting on me. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Do you remember in my Scarlet gameplay where I noticed Pokeballs in the center of rooms, and I theorized that for whatever reason they might be markers for something? Either an in-game asset like the floor itself, or possibly even a marker for events? Apparently, those are in fact markers for something, and in an upcoming patch for this game, for Scarlet and Violet, they are going to be tackling that issue. So, that's a thing. Okay, I need to adjust my party layout. Whoops, wrong button. And, again, in my last stream, again, something to bring up. If you remember, I made reference to a, I'm gonna put Luke out. We're gonna put my tears that are even saltier now back into the party. Man, and take Bacon out because Dem has Giga Chad muscles, and we might need those. Anyways, I had mentioned that with the new update to the Nintendo Switch Plus subscription that they do, that there's a possibility that they're going to bring the old Pokemon games, the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. If they bring those, I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to play those, and I might do it on a stream, and they might be Nuzlocke runs. But if I do Red and Blue, my favorite way to play Red and Blue, and this is an unpopular stance, but is on the old gray brick, because you get the green screen and everything, and that is the way I played it the first time, and it tickles something in my brain just right, and they will let me do that in this one. If they will, I will be so happy on that. Anyways, backing off of that for a second, I suspect they're going to do that after, I think it's next month, when they take them off of the available option for purchase on the 3DS lineup of consoles, because right now I think you can still buy them, and it's either to the end of this month or next month. And I don't think they're even going to bring them over, if they do at all, until after that marker, and there is evidence to support that they might bring it over, because apparently there is already supposedly some degree of support of that within the Pokemon Home system. to a degree I'm not fully understanding on, and I saw that Dem has a couple more messages here. I wanted to get this information out because I felt last time it was an off the seat of the cuff comment that I made, and now more information has come out, and I'm even more confident in the idea that they're gonna do that, and God, I want that so much. I actually bought those games. I have those games literally, like physically. Some of them in multiple copies. God, it pains me how many copies of Pokemon Yellow I've given to people who have never gotten to experience it before. And I've literally given it to people for free back in the day when it was like $20 to $30 a game. And now it is so much more than that. I don't want to think about how much money I've given people in exchange for the rate of increase in that game. But anyways, put a new marker down in the box. But I've bought those digitally across two consoles. I think a 3DS and a 2DS XL. Both with their own console. I have them physically, some of them in multiple copies. God, I have them. I have copies from the emulation. I'm sure a lot of people do. It's nothing special. Oh my God, I'm excited for it to be a thing, though. Wait, this isn't what I want. No, bad. Bad brain, what are you doing? We're doing this one. And then I have to check the level for going from to the steel? Question mark? Alright, let me check my party layout, make sure everything's good here. We are leading with Skidmark going in. Coming it up with my angry Salty Tears. And Richard taking up the rear end, but even though he doesn't have any water-type moves to be particularly helpful in the fight, he does have big, beefy gains, which aren't going to be the biggest benefit, but in the raid portion, he will be possibly unmatched. I'm sure everyone hates when I go off on my wild rants, but they're a thing I do, and I apologize for that if you do hate it, although some people find them funny. Meant to hop over him. Apparently I don't have the big thunder thighs on my Miraidon yet. Although apparently we have jet thighs, so not sure why he can't just aim those down and get a little bit more airtime. Yeah, we are not fighting any trainers right now. That is an unnecessary headache. However, I might have to... Ooh, boy, that was close. I might have to do that if I need to get some levels for the next session. Make sure I'm fully topped off. I think I already did, and I don't think I did anything to change that. But I'm here anyways, and it's not that long of a time. It's my fault. I skipped classes due to illness and stress. Dude, I get that, and I'm going to say, to deal with illness and stress, these are totally viable reasons to do it, in my opinion. And I've got to say, man, a lot of respect. Hats off to you, man, that you are understanding the situation at play, and that you're going to take responsibility for it and make up that grade elsewhere. But for illness and someone's stress, which I equate to one's mental health, in my opinion, those are absolutely viable reasons to justify having to make that decision. And at least on one of those, it is a decision that is beneficial not just to you, but to those around you as well. You don't want to spread any illnesses. I like the rants. Well, thank you, Dem. Someone's got to besides me. I noticed them on almost... the birds? The birds are on almost every door? Is that... Is that just, again, another marker that they put in place to be like, hey, when person steps here, do this? I've never noticed them on the other doors. But that would almost make sense that they're using them as markers. But again, why use a Pokemon and not a Pokeball that would at least be more likely to be unnoticed? Did they need to have the size for like a hitbox? Or are they in the back end? Hear me out. In the back end of the game, they're still using HMs, and they needed to have a bird that had the fly ability. Just dumb headcanon to move you from one digital space into the next. It makes no sense and is ridiculously dumb, but it almost makes sense when you turn your brain off and stop thinking. I'm not turning back. I'm here on Bloodlust Vengeance now. I'm not even mad at Team Flare. I'm just mad in general, and they just happened to be here. Let's hope they do bring it over to the Switch. Richard, I am so hopeful that they bring all of them over. Now, I doubt they're going to bring them all over at once. But man, if they do, I think it's going to be like a brain overload. I talked about wanting to do streams on some of the games. Houndour, let us... Yeah, we don't need to yawn. We'll just mud shot. Please. Well, it wouldn't matter anyways, because now you are big poison. Maybe they updated it from Pokeballs to the birds. Which would be such a weird change to make. Because I saw one of those Pokeballs at the end game in the zero space or whatever they called it. And it was just like in one of the... To walk in there and just find a random bird Pokemon would have been funny. Would have been way funnier than the Pokeball on the ground that I couldn't get an item from. Well, better to critical hit now and not later during the boss fight. Although, that was a little rough and scary. But anyways, yeah, I actually started playing in the Game Boy section of the updated. I started playing the Zelda Wind Waker. Which, by the way, since I'm not going to be doing a video on it because I'm already like several dungeons in because I am impatient and didn't set up anything for it, it's been a long time, and I think I only did like 1, maybe 2 videos of it. But in the God, what is that? I almost said Animal Farm. Wow. Yeah, Animal Crossing. God, if that went Animal Farm territory, that would be a terrifying horror game. But would be an interesting horror game. Anyways, Animal Crossing, the new one where you get the island. The island from the Wind Waker? Not Wind Waker. Link's Awakening. Sorry, I had the wrong game there. The island from Link's Awakening. Konolit? Konoholint? Whatever. I'm not attempting to say that I am the grand expert on all things Nintendo names, but I damn near barely know how to pronounce Hylia. Anyways, that island is what I named my island in Animal Crossing. Sir, that knowledge serves no one in any way, shape, or form, but thought popped in my head and ADHD said, no, this thought has to come out. You're just going to have to stumble across the word for a very long time. This is Charlos? Charlos? Oh, that's right. This is what's her name's, but she left at this place or something like that. Yeah, the ins and outs of the story. I remember. Wow, we were shocked by the phone call. I remember some of it, but clearly not as fine a point as I wish it were. Minish Cap, not Wind Waker. Wind Waker was on the GameCube. Yeah, I corrected. And Link's Awakening was on the Game Boy Color. And then I think later the Super Nintendo. I think I have both versions. I think I have the Game Boy Color version and the Super Nintendo version. I almost want to get up and check, but I don't want to move my mic stand. Anyways, I think it was like DX something on, maybe it was the Super Nintendo version. I'm not sure. Questioning everything I know about that series now. Anyways, and then they eventually remade it for the Switch with even more updates, which was kind of cool. Ooh, I almost started that without healing Skidmark. That would have been a problem. I almost started all of that without going to buy more super potions. That would have also been a problem. Luckily, we aren't that far from a Pokemon Center. Also, because we are doing things in a slightly different order, I had forgotten that Miraidon, in this playthrough of everything, can actually... I probably shouldn't have even used my potion now that I'm going to the Pokemon Center. Anyways, Miraidon can swim instead of doing the big hops. I forgot about that. Apologies, I do have to step away for a moment. When I get back, hopefully I will remember to buy some potions. But I do have to step away for a second. Alright, I am back, and sorry you guys had to hear that squeaking. I forgot to mute the microphone first. Richard, thank you for reminding me to buy the potions, because I absolutely would have forgotten, because I was too distracted with going to look at my Zelda shelf and get some information. It was... okay, so it is Link's Awakening, but it was the Game Boy, and now I'm remembering why it was Game Boy to Game Boy Color were two different versions. Is the Game Boy Color had an entire color-themed dungeon added to it as like the extra content in the deluxe, the DX version. And that's because the fact that the game could be in color now was was like a big deal. So all of the sprites got reworked for color. There was a new dungeon, and the fact that you had color to work off of was tied to the solution of that dungeon. Yeah, we'll pay with cash. We'll use Iono's money that we ripped from her cold, lifeless corpse. I should also check. We used a couple of full heals, and we can't buy any more. Buy a few. I don't even think burn heals are going to be overly necessary, but I should have. I'll buy one more just because. I should have enough just to have something to build off of. Oh, for some reason my flashlight turned on my phone. There we go. All right. Onward to this leg of the game, of which we are currently well within our level threshold for. And then I have to check my notes going forward. I think it's the Steel Titan next, the big worm boy. And from there, I don't remember what the level threshold is. And, thinking of it, because that's going to be coming up, all of this section, so right now, if I come back out here, originally we had one tiny portion down here that was not done, but all of this is all polished off. But once we cross over this river, we have some new territory. Now, we actually have this grassed off portion. However, as much as I want this to be another catch opportunity because there might be some fun Pokemon here, I don't think that's the way to do it. I think I need to say that all of this is its own thing, but I am going to give myself a fair bit of lead in, so I'm going to be able to come around this corner just to make up for the fact that we have to go through this grassy area to get to the new territory anyways. Then we've got... Oh, wait! We might be able to get a Mimikyu here, which would be awesome. I want one. We'll see if we can find a Mimikyu up in the forest. I think they're catchable there. And then, of course, yeah, this portion across the river would be its own thing. We are getting low on our space left to catch new Pokemon because some of these are very massive. I can't call this island its own thing. This lake is all... Anything in here, including the little islands, they're all valid for their own system. However, we do have another desert area here. I'm sorry, I'm planning out here. I'm running through some thoughts in my head. Yeah, we're good for the first three. We should be all set for this. While we are getting the story loaded up, let me... Whoops, hitting wrong things on my phone. Let me see if I can't pull up my level notes. We have 10 minutes. I'll let him sit it out for a second. All right, there is a new level cap in the next section on my notes. And after all of that, we still don't have too much to burn through on time. Don't make me fight the Growliths. Houndours I'm more okay with, but it's still not the preferred answer. Alright, you guys are doing some work there. Come with me, Richard. You have some dogs to murder. I'm sure you are swimming with joy at the thought of that. As a man with several dogs yourself, that's certainly not going to leave you with traumatic... See, why couldn't you just go crush some turtle shells? There we go. Send you after these ones. But yeah, this layout in preparation, much more preferred. Torkoals are an interesting one, because I think Torkoals... Are they or are they not part... Are they part steel or are they rock? I can't remember. Also, I'm surprised I haven't come across, like, one of the first Pokemon that came to my mind other than Growlithe was actually Slugma. And I'm surprised we haven't come across any with Team Flare. I can't remember if they were part of it or not in Scarlet. Imagine the Growliths are Dittos pretending to be Growliths. Then you can feel less bad about it. Yes, because beating the hell out of Pink Pudding is actually a lot more better in my brain than beating doggos. I said that sentence and I made myself sad. God, her character is like such fun design work. And then her boots. And the boots aren't even the worst part about it, it's the way she walks because of her boots. If I remember right, she like full-on goose steps, doesn't she? She does essentially the bad people from World War II's marching thing. If you know, you know. Alright, big sunlight energy, but what if you go the fuck to sleep? Yeah, go on, lay on a little hurt. We have a plan here. Oh, but I think it'll do away with the poison when you go to sleep. Hold up, might have a problem. Torkoal, get rid of the poison and go to sleep. The sleep is more important. Alright, well, my original plan was to pop a couple of these. I'm gonna do it anyways and see what happens. Yeah, we're gonna be a little bit more resistant to Flame Wheel. Yeah, it's not going to go to sleep. So we're going to take it out with the poison over time. And we're going to keep Skidmark in fairly tip-top fighting shape. And I'm going to swap over to using the other item as well. As well as the X-Speed. I don't think it's going to help us enough. Yo! You dick! I didn't expect that. Okay, next thought. If I Toxic Spikes... Hold on. Might have a better plan here. Alright, nobody else has anything for field setup. If I Toxic Spikes, I don't think the car can be poisoned. But if it can, will it work? I'm going to set it up and try anyways. Poisoning a car would be a fun strategy. I'm very close to ordering that controller. I was playing Rocket League and got a bit too annoyed. My controller is just about in one piece. Oh, man, I can absolutely relate. I mentioned that I used to play Rocket League, and if I get really heated in a game, I will squeeze my controller, just like second nature. I don't even think about it. This happened when I played for the first time. I was playing through on the PS4 Elden Ring, and I was fighting somebody, and I actually was just squeezing my controller so hard I started to crack the body of it. Alright, I don't think this will take out the Torkoal, and I don't think the poison will do it either. Man, the poison might do it. Wasn't the way I wanted it to go. I wanted to have a heal in between. Anyways. Alright, and now we're burned, taking burn damage. We're gonna get Skidmark out of here. He's not fit for ending this off entirely. Although now we might not have an option because they're just going to bring in the Revavroom as per Please let me swap. Mela, don't run my... Don't run... Don't make skid mark into a skid mark. Alright. This could be really good. Okay, let's swap into to the salty tears. Anyways, yeah, as I was saying, cracking the controller, it is a thing that'll happen. I can relate. But I've also done that to a PC controller when I was playing Rocket League. Because again, it is a thing that just... Not the best thing to admit to, but it is a thing that I do. I have not had that with this controller, and I have noticed myself squeezing it fairly hard. Enough to compress the edges down at one point, but not enough to cause any serious damage. Okay, so now the Salt Cure should be hurting at every turn. Okay, we're gonna save that. We're gonna Iron Defense, get our defense going even more. It can only get so many speed bonuses, and I think its biggest moves are physical damaging. So we're gonna rock another Iron Defense. Yeah, now it's going for this special damage, and that's gonna be comically bad and get worse every time. Alright, the Salty Tears are setting up great. Anyways, as I was saying, the controller for me has held up fairly well. As I've said before, it has a really good build feel in your hand. On my Twitter, because I do know that you follow me, if you look on my Twitter feed, I actually posted a video of someone who is far better than me at doing full breakdown information references, and even talks about the joystick swap in the Joy-Cons that I still have yet to do. I have everything to do it, I just haven't actually done it yet. They gave a full coverage review of the experience and all of that. It was very good. And even in it, they referenced the Ghillie Kit, what is it, the King Kong 2 or whatever, controller. So it's a controller that's name is starting to make the rounds, and I'm kind of glad to see that myself. Whatever black magic they did in the overall controller form here, at least from my experience, it's very good. Now, obviously, they aren't the first people to use these kind of joysticks, but to have these kind of joysticks with an NFC reader, with some very good feedback button layout, aside from, I think, the ABXY, they took a while to break in and become, you know, as good as the triggers feel. But they got there. Alright, let's start laying the smack down and see what this does. So yeah, it's I do recommend the controller, but it is something that you have to look into it and do your homework too, as you should with anything, anytime you're spending money. Money is hard to get, guys. I don't know if you know, but unless you're walking into life with a lot of money in your pocket, it can be hard to get. I'm reading the Uni website about failed modules. I might be able to just do 2 of the classes, which you didn't turn up to. About 4 to 6 hours work without having to redo the large assignment. Ooh. So, is that like 4 to 6 hours of work between the 2 classes? So upwards of possible larger end of things, 12 hours of work, but that's not a bad trade-off to be able to reap the benefits there. I tend to just scream if I have too much trouble in games. I have slammed my hand on the table a couple of times, though. Scared my poor dogs. I have done that before, too. I am prone to doing that when I'm working in my shop, and I screw something up. I will just slam my hand on my work table. which is terrible because it actually bounces my table a little bit. And it terrifies my dogs, and I feel bad afterwards. It never doesn't make me not feel bad, but bad habits, man. Bad habits die hard. Speaking of screaming, I did scream earlier when we had the loss, rather than, because again, I'm not actively, there's not anything any controller input could have done to change what had happened. It's one of those things that was just absolutely, unfortunately, is what it is. Nah, just 4 to 6 hours for those classes were pretty much turn up and get. Ooh, alright. I don't know, if that works out, that sounds pretty good, actually. Hold up, there we go. Lost my YouTube chat there for a second, had to get it back. Alright, so I was a little worried about this one after I saw the poison come up. But I totally forgot about the iron defense on the tiers. I was worried, for whatever reason, I thought that the car thing has that speed boost thing, and I thought it had an attack that got stronger the faster it is than your opponent. Kind of like, oh, what is it, gyro ball, or whatever the move is, where, again, it would be a steel type move, which would be super effective against my rock type Pokemon, and it would be stronger with the speed difference. However, I might be wrong, and it might be if you're slower than your opponent. Either way, if it had one that got stronger with the speed boost, I could be in a world of hurt, given just how slow he was. But strapping on the iron defense immediately just made the fight cakewalk, and I completely forgot about that setup. Yeah, you burned through everything you had, including my skid mark. There it is, the goose step. I was right. I did remember. My brain did a thing! I am proud of the brain not being the big dumb. Although I do need to grab a drink here. Alright, what fire TM are you giving me? Flame Charge wouldn't be bad on our starter, which is going to be very valuable in the upcoming, Yo, did you just... Okay, this is not the way the I just had a fellow student come up to me and compliment me on my skid mark. That's not a thing anybody should ever do, ever, to anybody. Oh. Mela, she has some unique tastes that, I don't think anybody else wants to mess with. I have watched those videos. If it's a good day, I can lose 20. I have watched those videos. If it's a good day, I can lose 20 in a row and still be smiling. On a bad day, I'll be shouting, and then one thing will piss me off too much, and I'll either Alt F4 or hit my desk. You see, that's the thing, is it can literally be like a weird, almost bipolar-like switch. Like, I could actually be going on a massive losing streak and be just fine with all of the losses, and then for whatever reason, one loss hits particularly harder than every other one, and it's like whatever underlying stress that has been slowly building up that I wasn't even aware of comes in full burst and does a full snap. Now, I have gotten way better than where it was when I was much younger. The point of impact where it became so bad that I noticed full well because I had to financially pay for the loss. That's one way to make people fully aware of the consequences of their actions. As a child, this was shortly after the GameCube came out. I had gone through... This was shortly after the GameCube came out, when the Wavebird controllers were just becoming a thing. I bought a Wavebird controller. It didn't work. We took it back and we swapped it out. We got another Wavebird controller. I mean, technically it worked in the sense that it connected to the receiver, but the joystick was broken. It would not respond to anything, so we went back and got another one. The controller again technically received to the system, but it had, for whatever reason, an issue in which it was always thinking that the controller was pushing right. So essentially, drift before drift on the Switch, again on a Nintendo console. So I took it back. At this point, I've gone through so many Wavebird controllers, I wanted to just go to the original again, because at least that thing was a tried and true controller. And I got really irritated. I don't remember what game it was. And I literally full-on whipped the controller by the cable and smashed it into my driveway. And I'll be honest, in the moment, felt good. It felt good. I'm not gonna lie to you and say breaking stuff doesn't make you feel good. People who tell you that don't understand how cathartic the instant break of something can be to the brain. It's not healthy. They're right, it's not healthy. They're wrong that it doesn't feel good in the moment. But I had to go replace that controller. Now, go buy another one after just buying that last one. And that was the start of me realizing just how bad the anger issues while playing games had gotten. Now, mind you, before that, there would be, you know, banging my hands on something, on the desk or on the floor if I was laying on my floor playing a game. But that was easily the worst I had ever been up until that point, and was the immediate slap in the face of the world, like, no, Ian, you need to dial this back. Because this shit ain't right. But yeah, it's weird that you can go for an entire session and just nothing bugs you. And then, I don't know, let's say you're playing Donkey Kong Country, and it could just be like, you just missed a banana. You missed a banana that you swear to God you get every single time. And it's like, it should be the most nothing moment, but for whatever reason, that banana was the magic banana that sent you flying over the edge, and you have no justification for why it broke you the way it did. But it doesn't change the fact that it did. Alright, let's heal up. We're going to adjust the party layout again, and then I will tell you about the level up range that we have to hit, because it's not a whole lot. Let me pull this up again. Yeah, okay, so the new level cap is level 28 for the Titan Pokemon, and realistically, I don't see a reason why we shouldn't be able to just go in with Nibbler. However, Nibbler has to hit level 28 first, so we do have a little bit of grinding to do on that front. In the meantime, we are going to fly past Levincia to Levincia North, because I refuse to step foot in that city again as long as Iono is still not just a littered scraps of a corpse across the streets. So, do I have a problem? Maybe. Is that problem Iono? Yes. Anyways, making my way up here. Let's see if we can't find something that catches our eye. we get a little bit of a field to search with, given the oddity of this transition of the world. Yo, the Tumbleweed Ghost could be fun, but we have a ghost Pokemon in our party already, should it become necessary. God, I do not want it to be the elephant. Just, that's already a no. Yo, Dugtrio could be fun. We have a ground type already. Wouldn't be the best. Can't get up there anyways. Oh, boy, that almost made the choice for me. Alright, are we past the, nope. We get to go up this way just a little bit. And then I don't get to pick anymore. My decision better be made. Road to Toto? Oh, it's Arvin. I was confused. Why is this happening? But yeah, he gets to yell at me about the steel type. Yo, wait, hold up. I'm gonna give myself a little bit farther because there's a whole tunnel system in here. And that tunnel system gives very different options. I do not want that. Scrap everything! Literally no other thought mattered. Must be very gentle with the doggo. Just gonna warm him up a little bit. I'm being dragged out to a quiz. Well, hopefully it's a quiz you excel at, and you can show off a little bit, Dem. I used to rage so much at everything, now I can hold it for a few hours, and I'm just like, okay, I'm done, F this. Yeah, I have gotten worlds better myself. It's something that is a battle of corrections that is likely to be long-lived, but as long as someone is aware of it, they work on it, they get better over time, it is, in my opinion, a show of good character and growth that you are able to acknowledge the issue and work on it. But yeah, like I said, hopefully you can go show off for your Quizlings here in a little bit. Now that my, whew, that was almost a thing, because it was a critical hit. Okay. We're done with that. Once I make this catch, and it's gonna happen, I will sit here questioning all of my life decisions if need be. And I don't have to because it was the first try catch. Awesome. Alright. Unfortunately, it is not female. I cannot name it Rhea after our unfortunate past loss. However, as said, the... Richard? Ash has been a Growlithe before. You have been a Magikarp before. Why has the universe spoken? Now again, Ash will take the position as the Growlithe within my party to be an Arcanine. This is mandatory. It will not happen. But first the Magikarp, now the Growlithe. I'll leave it 10 past. Have to have a quick shower. How do we manage this so often? And it is absolutely getting added right to my party. We're going to need another fire type anyways. Dem is staying in. I almost think leading into this, Woolly's going to be the one... We're going to get rid of my tears. My sad, salty tears. As we have now acquired big Growlithe energy. Alright, let me heal up Growlithe. I don't know how we're going to get back too easily. I mean, it's not going to be that hard, but it's a thing. Do a little bit of damage to things on our way. Because Nibbler needs the experience. Ash is already fairly well stacked as far as the level goes. I'll need to possibly look into some M's or some... Ooh, hold up. Can I go around the... Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought I almost slid off. We don't have the big hops, but we can get the items anyways. Alright, get off of that. Really, they should be fairly decent at dealing with it. Oh, and we're also by a cave system. Let's see what's sitting in the caves. We've already got our catch, so it's not like I can correct anything with whatever I find, but... Nibbler, get your butt back here. But I am curious what's sitting in here all the same. This is a deep cave. Where are you spitting me out at? Wait. We're like already there. We are not ready for this. I'm gonna heal up because I don't trust what's about to happen here. God is like, this is the way it's supposed to be. I like to think God speaks like that. Much like how when we talk to dogs, we have like, you know, that puppy voice that you talk to dogs as. God talks to us much the same way. He treats us all like children. Wait, you can claim those small Pokemon things without jumping on the boxes? Yes, I don't think I could do it walking up to it, but getting on your ride Pokemon, I think raises you up enough that you can trigger it on some areas where the Gimmighoul is near the edge of the platform. You can also recover items that way. You can also throw Pokemon out, and they have a wider range of pickup than the player model has. So if you can't get to an item, but a Pokemon could, or even get near enough to trigger the pickup, like whatever the hell it just found. I didn't even see anything and it picked up an item. So it's ways to get around the system. Because rules are made for one thing, and it is absolutely breaking the spirit of whoever made that rule and dared think they could tell you no. God, I swear I'm not an anarchist. Could have fooled a lot of people, though, probably. There is a disturbing lack of Pokemon in the field right now. I was almost certain there's supposed to be a bunch of wild Pokemon around here. Is this because I haven't triggered an event and I bypassed it? I bypassed something that the game was like, yo, you should probably trigger this thing first, and now I've broken an order of operations? Because I swear there should be Pokemon all over that area. I still feel like I learn something new about this every day. About the game or about me? The answer is probably yes to both. But yeah, especially with modern day games, crush you this way without having him go fight the Diglett and lose? Yes, we can. Yeah, with modern games, there's a lot of mechanics that you can kind of play with and manipulate quite often. To varying degrees of fun. Get over there, my little sombrero gator. Break hearts. And bodies. Alright. So this is one of the areas we made it to before when we turned around and went someplace that didn't really matter for much of anything. Where does this one go? That's little young goose. Dusk ball, that's a nice find. I can't make it up there. We don't have the big hops or the climby. So I guess continue pushing through this way. Realistically, if I can get close to the level, and I just gotta find some more steel types to fight. Of which, I don't think those are. I think they're rock and fire. So they're not... Whoo, boy. Not something I want to go up against. But if I can get just like 2 more levels on our way there, we should be solid for the fight anyways. Yo. Beat the Meow. Don't fight the Makuhita. You probably won't do so hot, but... I was going to say, are you just going to go party instead? Because, like, I mean, sure, why not? And apparently the Makuhita wasn't that big of an issue. Never mind, the Makuhita was a big issue, and you came back screaming about your loss. Man, we should be good on the volume of potions we have, thinking about it. Yes to both. Haven't fought Earthworm? No, that's what we're going to go do right now. What the... Did you just come at me and attack me directly, Diglett? What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you being a dicklet? I don't like this. Alright. Technically, part flying could help. I worry about the ground typing, but Diglett also has rock typing, so... But the Intimidate will help a little bit. Alright, so I guess Richard's... I'm sorry, Richard. After what I've just called this thing, I am making you bite the Diglett. I am sorry. Was not my intention, but it started it, okay? It brought the fight into this house. We just ended it. Be funny if that gave free experience. Alright. So, Earthworm is this. Yeah, we're gonna get our experience first. I could go start it. I could go do exactly what the Diglett did to me, and I could go start shit with a giant Earthworm. Now I'm a giant Earthworm. Lovely. Anyways, but I am going to be mildly smarter than that dumb decision. Because frankly, I don't trust myself to be much more than mildly smarter. Yeah? Just gonna... Nothing? Try again? Thank you. I'm always worried about moments like that because supposedly your Pokemon won't fight an opponent if it is shiny. And so when that happens, I always second guess my thought process. I find it odd how Earthworm is pure steel and not ground due to the dual typing. Even if it wasn't going to be ground, and it absolutely should be, given that it's based on an Earthworm. You're absolutely right that an Earthworm, out of all possible typing, is not going to be involved with the ground typing. Absolutely missed opportunity, but you could always justify it and just be like, but we went with another typing and gone on with, like, I don't know, rock. It should be, oh boy, game is oh, it's doing the thing. Oh, it's doing that camera thing, that render distance, they don't like it. Oh boy. Anyways. Oh god, the game's killing me. Found a weakness, and it's exploiting it. Anyways, it really should have something besides pure steel type. It doesn't even like present in a pure steel type thought process. Ooh, the experience, though. And that's pure experience, so it carries over. And it was enough! We are at the level threshold. Yes, 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 yes! Do not take that out of context. Alright, Dem, you're off. Have a good one. Enjoy your trip. And hopefully we'll be down one worm with no serious losses when we next see you. Probably catch up on it at some point in the week. If you do, there won't be much left beyond the upcoming battle. I do have to be worried about what I'm going to face, though, because it is a Titan Pokemon and can make a lot of pain. Okay, extreme speed is not something I necessarily need, but it is something that could be fun. And it's much better than Helping Hand. Do we have an extra TM for, like, Fire Fang or something? Alright, don't need to worry about that. That's not going to do anything. Anything to increase physical attack. Alright, yeah, these just make it more friendly. That's not necessarily a thing I need to worry about. None of those do anything. Alright, Thunderfang. Thunderfang is good. I am taking the Thunderfang. Even though it's not what I necessarily went in here looking for. Get rid of the agility. I don't think we need to worry about outspeeding anything for a long while. And at that point, I hope... Flame Charge, is that not what he already has? No, he has Flame Wheel. Flame Wheel's a little bit more damage. Flame Charge is all the benefit, minus 10 power, but increased speed off of this instead. And I think I like the Flame Charge better. It's a little bit less damage. Oh, we're low on the special attack, but up on the special... That's actually not bad. Arcanine doesn't like using Flamethrower as much as the anime would want you to think it does. But he is all about those Fire Fang strats. Alright, so that's about all we got for Arcanine. Arcanine, the legendary Pokemon that ended up not being a legendary Pokemon, even though it was originally planned to be, and in my opinion, it damn well still earns the title. Just because it is, if nothing else, a legendary in my heart. Alright, is this... Okay, now it's my destination. Big hops. We are at the level we need to be. And that potion is going to take us nearly up to fully healed without having to burn through extra super potions. Man, we might be in a decent spot. I say that now, and I am going to regret everything I just said in a little bit, I'm sure. This game will find a way to make me regret every decision I've had, including throwing a Makahita at me. Please don't do that to me right now. Alright. 47-57, 47-42. So our defenses and we are tankier sticking with Nibbler. We're slower. That's not a bad. We're not going for a speed fight here. The Intimidate could be huge, cutting their attack. Frankly, reducing their attack could even benefit us over the tanky defense loss. Problem here is neither of these are a Pokemon I want to lose, and Ash would require some extra training to make it to the threshold, and I'd have to remove Nibbler from the party so that we don't over-level Nibbler. Oh boy, that was scary. Don't want to start a fight and earn more experience than I want. Or take unnecessary damage. Just get in there. God, that would be so funny if I could cheat it that way. I mean, I ran over you. Where to next? You finally ready? It's the legendary Pokemon in the Pokedex. I'll allow it. I forgot that it still goes by that. There are Pokemon that still go by weird terminologies. God, is Hitmonchan still just the punching Pokemon and the kicking Pokemon? Like, it's... There's more you could build off of, but not. It's just the action. Your action is what you are. Can I? Let's see what Ember does, because the physical defense loss isn't going to do much for us anyways. We'd have to swap to somebody else to see a benefit anyways. Yo, hold up! Nibbler just immediately like, yo, that health bar? How about no? Now run away, you coward. Come to think of it, our partner isn't here yet. I guess we chase him through that exact tunnel? Makes sense to me. Definitely potion. I should sell those revives. That is just like having money in my item inventory because I literally can't use it. Alright, you wormy bastard. Get over here. Yeah, I think there's no Pokemon here because this is supposed to happen. But after we finish this, there should be Pokemon here. So I was out of order, and that's why there were no Pokemon in the area. That's right, you eat that salt plant crystal thing? Salt is a crystal, but all of these are herbs. And I think this is the one that gives the salty. How does that work? Salt also makes plants wilt. At least every plant I've ever seen. Big fire energy! He has the Toad Scroll. God, I unnecessarily love Toad Scroll. Like, I don't like the evolved form. I don't know why I don't. It doesn't gel for me. But Toad Scroll is so fucking adorable. It's adorable, it's funny, it has great, like, characterized energy about it. Just never evolve it. Just keep it adorable. Oh, look at that damage. Alright, Toad Scroll, what you gonna do? Literally nothing. Literally anti-health. And then Orthworm can't even hit us with its next main attack. Nibbler came in and just nibbled the worm. Just get in that belly. Oh, the happy dance. That's adorable. Big level gain. And let me check my notes going into the next area. Alright, the next area is... the upper threshold I have written down is no higher than 31. So that's what I got to be careful of for the next one. And after we deal with this sandwich making, I want to see what skill we get. I don't remember what it is. Is this the flying, the climbing, or the jumping? I'm hoping it's the jump. I kind of miss having it, and despite it being one of the more simple skills, it's one of the ones you kind of miss when you don't have it. Fun fact, in the Pokedex originally, in the English version of the games, it said Ivysaur isn't able to stand on its hind legs, and that was exactly what it was doing in those games. God, the original Pokemon games has some really fun stuff going on. And by fun, I mean not as intended. Like, my favorite thing is even the game will tell you that the ghost, what was it, that ghost Pokemon are useful against psychic types, even though it's the exact opposite. I think it was the exact opposite because of the poison typing, though. I can't remember. Was Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar always dual type? Man, so much of the Pokemon franchise has changed over the years. Remember when we didn't even have, like, physical and special attacks and it was all based on the typing? Not what the actual attack did? I don't even remember what generation that swap happened. But it was it's that generation swap that made Gyarados go from good because tanky to good because it's just fucking good. Yeah, I know. As everyone should, feed your computer a sandwich. Make sure it takes megabytes. This is where everyone boos my channel and I get all of the thumbs down because I probably deserve it for that one. Alright, is this where we actually get to see some of the, God, was this the one where we see the fire in its eyes, or was that the last one and I skipped through it? Or is this the one where he kind of, like, barks for the first time? Yeah, I think this might be one we more pass by, but let's see here. Yeah? God, why do they make this so heartbreaking? It is the one where he barks. God, see, look at the Pokeball. The Pokeball behind Arvin's ass here. That has to be there because of the event playing here, I think. I think that's why that exists. Anyways. Oh, look at him! They make this so adorable. God, Arvin's story. And it's not Arvin. For the most part, fuck Arvin. Right now in the story, at least. Arvin will have his moment later on. Right now, it's all about the heartbreak in the Mabastiff aspect. But look at him go. God, I'm gonna finish this stream up in a little bit. I'm gonna go play with my dog. It just feels like the thing to do. Rotototo. Hello, Professor Turo. Although we now know the deep, dark secret, and it makes things even weirder under the situation right now. Anyways, I am going to prepare for the next system going forward, which, by the way, is going to be the the water gym. The Cascarafa gym, which, by the way, one of the gym leaders, I loved the energy the guy had, so I'll be looking forward to that one, but I have to get the party ready for that. There's going to be some grinding to do. I will have that done by the time we do the next stream. Luckily, this game means that there's a very rare opportunity for things to go bad in between for the grinding, but hopefully y'all have a good one. I will see you next time, and Richard has one more comment here before we get going. Make sure it takes megabytes. I love dad jokes. God. Richard, I don't know why you liked that joke. Just clip the dad joke, too. I don't know why you like my terrible jokes, but I appreciate it. Anyways, thank you so much, and I know you've got some doggos of your own. Make sure you go give them some good love energy. I'm going to go do the same thing. I got 3 dogs of my own to go deal with, so I'm going to go take care of that. Hopefully y'all have a good one. See y'all next time, and guess that's it.